Hello everybody, today we're going to be doing something a little different. This was an idea I had where I'm going to draw a picture of an animal and then I'm going to give you guys some interesting facts or little tidbits I may know or may have discovered about this animal. As you can see, today we are doing the African giraffe, which is actually my mother's favorite animal, and I am so happy to do this video, especially in honor of her. The giraffe is an African artiodactyl mammal, the tallest living terrestrial animal, and the largest ruminant. What ruminant means is they basically eat like cows. They chew their own cud, which I had no idea that was a thing, so I was very interested to learn that. Now, giraffes as a species are actually pretty interesting. They are one whole species with 9 different subspecies. Some say, and it has been going back and forth, that there are more than 9, but right now it is 9 different subspecies. And the scientific name, forgive my pronunciation, is Giraffa camelopardalis. I know that's probably not entirely correct, but I am just trying my best here. Now, the different subspecies are the reticulated giraffe, the West African giraffe, the Rothschild giraffe, the Nubian giraffe, the Angolian giraffe, South African giraffe, Kordofan giraffe, and the Rhodesian giraffe. Now, they're all separated into different subspecies based on the patterns of their fur, skin, however you would like to say it. Now, these are beautiful creatures. And something that might help a lot of you care more for them is that currently there's only approximately 111,000 individuals in the world. Now, this is a lot less bleak than what the further 2016 estimate was, only 100,000 individuals, maybe even less than that. But currently, at the mark right now where we're at is 111,000. It is, however, still dropping, so if you can do anything to help, I would suggest doing that. Unfortunately, giraffes are undergoing a silent extinction, which means that it's not going fast enough that a lot of people will notice, but it's still happening. They're declining by 40% over the last 30 years. Though not many people know this, there are fewer giraffes on this planet than African elephants. And that's scary. Now, the reason giraffes are going extinct is not their fault whatsoever. They are actually so well adapted to their own environments. Especially in the savannah, it can be hard to get enough food and water to be able to survive, especially when you're running from other animals that are trying to attack you. Now, looking at a giraffe, you would think that's a rather large animal. So wouldn't it need a lot of water to survive? Not necessarily. Giraffes actually survive weeks without water due to their diet of trees and greens.
Yo soy una hija del Inti Sol, de la Pachamama y del Inti Sol. Yo soy hermana del pueblo Coya, del Inti hermano y de la Aymara, de la Aymara, la Aymara. Un indio me guía a la libertad, de la
Now onto what is going to be my favorite part of the series, I think. This is the interesting facts part. which I can give you some lesser known facts or more known facts that are a little out there. Now, the first interesting fact I have about giraffes is they actually have 3 hearts, which you really wouldn't expect in a mammal. There are some mammals that have like extra stomachs, like cows, but extra hearts is something a little bit surprising. They actually have 1 bigger heart and then 2 smaller ones that basically just help move things along in such a big body. Now, the heart isn't the only organ that the giraffe has multiple of. The giraffe actually has 4 stomachs, which help aid in digestion with the tough plant fibers that are in their daily diet. Now, the giraffe eats greens from trees and the dry bushes that are from the savanna, so it's not a surprise that they would need a few extra steps. Now, my next interesting fact is kind of 2 in 1. Giraffe legs are about 6 feet long, which is taller than the average human, a lot taller. They can run as fast as 35 miles an hour over short distances, or can cruise at about 10 miles an hour for longer times. Now, if you think about that, that's pretty fast.
Yo soy una hija del Inti Sol, de la Pachamama y del Inti Sol. Yo soy hermana del pueblo Coya, del Inti hermano y de la Aymara.
Now, this next fact kind of couples along with the next one. Giraffes give birth standing up. So imagine you, little baby, just barely into the world, and then you have to fall 6 feet to the ground. I don't know a lot of humans that would survive that kind of thing coming out of the womb, so giraffes must be very, very hardy.
El gran Tupac es Tupac Amaro, el gran Tupac, que son mis hermanos cordilleranos.
Now, this next fact might be a little more obvious, but giraffes actually cannot swim. It's long been believed by scientists that because of its long neck and the long spindly legs, they wouldn't be able to support its neck out of water, so swimming would actually be very detrimental to their health. Now, this next fact might be a little bit more well known, but there's also a part people might not know. Giraffe tongues are actually a bluish black to the front of the tongue, but in the back, it's actually a pinkish red, which I've only seen the front of a giraffe tongue, so I've always known them to be black. So seeing that the back might be a more reddish color is actually quite interesting. Now, the reason a giraffe's tongue is black is under a lot of speculation. However, the most wildly accepted theory is that it's black to protect from the sun exposure from eating out in the sun in the hot savanna. However, it's not actually known completely why. Now, this next fact surprised even me. I thought seeing those strong, powerful legs, giraffes could jump probably at least decently high, but the highest recorded jumping of a fence by a giraffe was only 1 meter high.
Yo soy una hija.
As a human, the age of 25 Seems rather early for a human. You're just about starting your life, but as a giraffe, that's the end of it. The life expectancy for a giraffe in the wild is only 25 years old, which to us doesn't seem long, but to them is a lifetime.
Un indio me guía la libertad de la Aymara.
Now, if you've ever seen a giraffe in a zoo, you might not know this, but if you've gotten really, really close to an enclosure or to a giraffe itself, you would know that giraffes stink. They have a very strong odor, which is actually part of their defense system. The giraffe's fur works as a chemical defense. It is full of antibiotics and smelly chemicals that repel parasites, but also makes them smell really bad. In this episode, I'm learning that giraffes are actually a lot like cows. Their babies are actually called calves as well, and the mothers are cows and the fathers are bulls, which wasn't something I thought would happen. Did you know that giraffes and humans have the same amount of teeth? However, giraffes have no upper front teeth, and most of their teeth are actually molars in the back of their mouths to help chew their tough plant fibers that are in their diet. Now, you see a giraffe's neck and you never think that it would be too small for something, but it actually is. A giraffe's neck is too small to reach the ground, so when they're drinking, they have to splay their legs out to be able to reach the ground, which is actually when they're the most vulnerable, because it takes a second to get their legs back under them. Now, that's all for today, so I hope you have a wonderful day and see you later.
Yo soy una